Right, let us begin with the first of the 5 steps solution to the Rubik's Cube. I have before me the 2 sheets that you will have before you in solving the cube. In this step we're going to solve the top edges of the cube. Front top, left top, posterior top, and right top. Or these four cubes right here, which if I look at this cube, is represented by this edge cube, this one, and this one. Alright. Recall that we're going to use the nomenclature of this is the top face, this is the right, this is the left. We call this the front, the one closest to you. We call this one the bottom, and we call this one back here the posterior. Okay, the posterior face. There are no moves in the entire 5-step solution that involve rotating the posterior face, so don't worry about the posterior much. Okay, the other thing we need to know is that plus means clockwise, or if I were taking the top face and turning it clockwise, it would be like that. Minus means counterclockwise, this way. And if you ever see a 2, then you give it 2 turns. So it doesn't really matter whether you go clockwise or counterclockwise, it will end up 180 degrees from the starting position. All right, with those basics in mind, and knowing that the centers never change, let us begin the solution. To start the solution, choose a color for the T face, the top face, preferably the white, since it bears the Rubik's logo on most cubes. Okay, so we will use the white face as our top on this solution. Remember, the color of a face is determined by the color of the center cube only. Therefore, this is the white face, this is the yellow face, this is the orange face, this is the red face, etc. Hold the cube so that this face is up, white on top. It remains the top face throughout the entire solution. The objective of the first step is to position and orient the 4 cubes that belong in the 4 top edge positions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of these 4 top edge cubes is placed and oriented individually. For each of the 4 top edge cubes, do the following 5 steps, 1A through 1E. If you are lucky, 1 or more of these top edge cubes will be correctly positioned and oriented when you start, so that you will have to do these steps, 1A through 1E, fewer than 4 times. So, let's go to the first one. Hold the cube so that the front top position does not have a properly positioned and oriented cube. You may have to rotate the entire cube in your hands to accomplish this. Doing so will change the color of the F face. Alright, well, it looks like most of them, none of these 4 cubes is in the right place. Alright, so let's just begin with this one right here. It should be white on one side and yellow on this side. So I'm looking for an edge cube that is white on one side, yellow on the other. Locate the edge cube that belongs in this front top position. This is the desired cube. Alright, so where is the white and yellow one? There it is right there. Okay, so with respect to the front top position, it is in the front bottom position. If the desired cube is currently on the FT position but incorrectly oriented, go to step 1E. Since that is not the case, we'll skip that step and go over to step 1D. Depending on the location of the desired cube, do one of the following sequences of moves. The desired cube can be in any of 11 positions. Thus, for example, if the desired cube is currently in position RT for right top, do the sequence RT to FT. Well, in our case, it's on the front bottom, and we want it to be on the front top. So I'm looking for front bottom, or BF or FB. There it is right there. Move BF to FT. The sequence is simply F2. So I grab the front face and give it a double spin. Alright, now what do you notice? You notice that the cube that should be white and yellow is now in the right place, but it's improperly oriented. It needs to be flipped over. If the FT cube that is now correctly positioned is incorrectly oriented, do the following reorientation sequence to orient front top. F minus, T plus, L minus, T minus. So we go F minus, top plus, L minus, and T minus. And what do you notice? Now the white and yellow is properly oriented. So this cube is now in the right place and properly oriented. So we're done with the first one. We move to the second one. I'm looking for a cube that's white. Look at the centers. White on one side, orange on the other. Where is white and orange? There it is back there. Okay? So it needs to be in front top. It's on front posterior. So I look for the sequence that says front P, let's see, front top, where is it? Right top, posterior top. There it is. Posterior top to front top is T plus, R minus, T minus, F minus. So, T plus, R minus, T minus, and F minus. Now the orange and white cube is in the right place, and by luck, it is properly oriented. So we've got two done. Time to move on to the third one. White and green. Where's the white and green? White and green is back here. Okay, it goes right here, and it's on the right posterior. So I go down the list to right posterior, PR, posterior right. PR to FT requires R2, F minus R2. So I do right 2, F minus, and R2. 1, 2. And I'm done. Now the white and green one is in the right place, and by chance, it is properly oriented. So I don't have to do the orientation sequence. The last one here is white and red. Let's find the white and red. There it is right there. It's in the left front position. So I find left front left to FT is simply F plus. Okay. Now this particular one is now in the right place. This is the red and white cube, and it's between the red and white centers, but it's obvious that it needs to be oriented. So we must do the orientation step. If the FT cube that is now correctly positioned is incorrectly oriented, do the following reorientation sequence. F minus, T plus, L minus, T minus. And with that, the red and white cube in the front top position is now correctly positioned and oriented. And we're done with step 1. As you can see that each of the 4 top edge cubes is correctly positioned and oriented. And that will complete step 1.